Well, for more on this, we can speak to Sarah Morice, who joins us live from London. Sarah, tension was very high at the UN emergency meeting overnight. But how did it get to the point that the UK, US and French ambassadors walked out?
Well, this was one of the most bitter meetings of the UN Security Council that's been witnessed in recent history, and it was all about frustrations being aired between the Western powers and Russia, and accusing Russia of causing the breakdown of the recent Syrian ceasefire. Now, the Western powers we're talking about here are the UK, US and France, and as you mentioned, they're all separately walked out of the meeting. Also, they all separately used their time speaking to criticise Russia. They say that Russia has joined with the Syrian regime to carry out war crimes. So that is certainly a very serious allegation. They also accuse President Putin of deliberately undermining the peace process in Syria. The US ambassador went on to say that Russia is now an international pariah. And the UK ambassador mentioned that the regime and Russia together had found new depths, new lows in Syria, and had unleashed a new type of hell, to quote him, in Aleppo over the weekend. So what we're seeing here really is a serious fracturing of the relationship between Russia and the Western allies.
It's not looking good, is it? Where does all this bad blood between Russia and the West leave the process in Syria?
Well, it leaves it in just such a difficult spot. A lot of people now questioning, really, can this Russia and US co-led peace process go on? Because seemingly it's just not working. As you say, there's too much bad blood between the Russians and the US, and there's too much trust that's been lost as well. Now, the Russian special envoy to the UN did leave the meeting saying he thought that their relationship with the US and their peace process for Syria could go ahead, but even he admitted, really, it's going to be very, very difficult now. And there's a lot of people saying they won't take part in any Russian-led operation. Now, the Syrian opposition is the main group saying that. They're saying they will not actually take orders from a potential ceasefire in the future or anything like that if the Russians have been involved in brokering it. So this becomes a very difficult political situation, a very difficult diplomatic situation when you've got, as the Americans say, an international pariah here that no one's willing to take any notice of. But on the other hand, really, the Russians still do hold so much power over the Assad regime. So it's a very difficult spot for the Western allies to be in.
OK, Sarah Morice, live in London. Thank you.